All right, everybody, I want to welcome you to a quick demo of a Scriptscast modular show that can be built inside of your traditional newsroom control system, EMPS or iNews. Here at KRAS, we are an EMPS shop. We have also ported this software over into iNews as well. And just a quick history on all of this. The hardware that puts this on air, we've kind of codenamed the Project Ultra. That's been into development for about 2 years. It's been vetted and tested here with lots of newscasts. The software side began development about 8 months ago, and we just kind of got to the point in October where we began with the software development, got to the point where we could add the traditional Scriptscast lower thirds and all those lovely Scriptscast transitions and graphics all within one spot inside the newsroom control system. So just want to show you how easy it is and what it looks like. So if I go over to one of these stories, a slug inside your newsroom control system, and let's just go find one that somebody was working on. So here is something that a producer has built for the KR4PM, and just walk you through this middle pane. You can see that the content file name is located up here. That file was delivered via NewsDesk, and it can be delivered from the field or directly in the plugin, or it can be edited in our newsroom. And it tells you that it's going to use her locator wipe when it goes to it, so you get a drop down for locator wipes. There's also a point and click and a graphical version of that. You can
I'm Michaela Chavez, your Kingsville neighborhood news
listen
reporter.
listen and watch the actual content with time code on it, so you can kind of figure out where your lower third should be. And then the really cool part that was the new addition since October was being able to do all of the Scriptscast lower thirds in here, and it's a very elegant way to do it, because they give you can pick one line or two line and you literally just type it in. It's just really nice. And you can put time code as when you want those to go in. And if I wanted to add an extra one to this package, I just click new lower third, and you can see it adds an extra blank one. I can say I want it to be one line, and I can type on it, or I can delete it. The beautiful thing is that when I hit save changes, it then saves it back into that item, and those changes reflect back into all the places that it was used throughout the day. And then to code it, this is the great part, is it's just a puzzle piece that modular puzzle piece that you land in a rundown that they can then be pasted into multiple other rundowns, whether it's a linear rundown or a modular rundown, really doesn't matter. You just drag it in, and you can see that it shows up in the story. And if somebody else needs to get back to that, they can double click it, and this will pop open, and they can edit graphics or do whatever they need to do. You can see over here on this side that there's this nice graphical representation of all those transitions, and to pick one of those, all they got to do is double click it, and it'll go right onto the package or drag it on, which is really nice. Now, so that takes care of the modular side, all that stuff in one place. Say we want to do a live portion of a modular newscast, and usually that's a weather, right? So down here we got main weather. In order to add a live weather, all a producer would have to do is search by weather, and it brings up all of the puzzle pieces that we use for live studio weather, right? So they just grab this weather wall with Max 1 behind them and the weather mic, they double click it, puts it over here, and they drag it in. Same workflow. Whether it's modular, whether it's the live in the studio, same workflow. This is nice because if you have breaking news in the middle of a show, especially a modular show, all a producer does is they use their traditional EMPS or iNews. They float the modular content they want to float, just like you would float any other story in any other newscast, and they just put the puzzle pieces in for live, do the live. You can utilize, because the hardware is a little bit more robust on this system, more like an ELC or an overdrive, you can still use your legacy Prime or Viz graphics if you need to expand your coverage. And then you can collapse easily right back down into modular with your traditional Scriptscast graphics. So really what we've tried to do, what we've been driving towards all along is just a single workflow for both live, traditional control room, for Scriptscast modular, and then for content delivery through NewsDesk and assignment and archiving. Bring it all together, all three systems connected and working as one single piece of technology. And then the last thing is, because we're using a familiar interface that a production staff and producers have been working in for a long time, they're used to it. The training is 30 minutes tops. All of our producers did a rehearsal show before we launched our news initiative at the beginning of the week. No more than 30 minutes per producer, and that's from the youngest producer to the oldest producer. Didn't matter. Everybody came back with smiles and said this was easier than we thought it was going to be. So that's always good to hear. So far the system's been very stable, very robust. We do 2 hours live linear in the morning with this interface, and then at night it collapses down and we do all modular with live weather hits, all in the same interface. So thank you for taking the time to check this out, and that's a look at the Scriptscast modular inside iNews or EMPS. Thanks.